What do you think needs to align for all of your gifts to be presented to the world?
Come on, these are therapy questions, friend.
Imagine that.
Imagine that, right?
Hey, love bugs, or should I say hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Rosé Thorns Podcast. I am Dr. p.ryan, and I am here with someone who's a mix of Iyanla Vanzant and Lil Kim. They are also the hosts of the Eat, Pray, Thought podcast, and they are committed to sharing comical life lessons and stories aimed at Black, Brown, and LGBTQIA+ millennials. All right. That's a mouthful, y'all. But without further ado, welcome Savoy Anthony Jefferson of the Eat, Pray, Thought podcast. How are you, friend?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? I'm a little hot, but other than that,
it is a little.
You know, the girl sweats a little bit, like Whitney Houston. Yeah, look, okay.
I've got my sweaty sister. I can see her now.
I am screaming. Okay. Yes. Come on.
How's your heart?
How's my heart? My heart is like somewhere in between. It's like
in between what?
Like good and not so good. So it's kind of like a 6.8, 7. Okay. Yeah.
On the scale of
1 to 10.
Of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Of good and not so good.
Yeah. 1 being not so good, 10 being amazing.
How can we make your heart better in this moment?
How can we make my heart better?
Not to be focused on fixing, but how can we hold space for your heart?
How hold space for my heart?
On this podcast.
How can we hold space for my heart? You know, just sending me positive energy.
I am so happy to have you here.
Same.
I'm
happy to be here. It's been so long since I've been behind a microphone.
It has been so long that we've been in the same space.
It has that too.
Yeah. I have known you. I usually tell the people how I know the guests that we have. I have known you for years now. It's actually blowing my mind.
Yeah.
That we met somewhere in the 2010s prior to
2019.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were podcasting down
in
the United States. I was podcasting down on a completely different show.
Yes.
Yeah. And we connected kind of through the social medias in the podcasting sphere. And you have been just such a support system. You've been so kind. I remember once the podcast that I was on was in Philly. I remember you popped up to be a guest in Philly.
Yeah, it all kind of conspired.
Yeah.
The universe conspired at that time.
And this part of our relationship, I always think back on and laugh a little bit. So even after Philly, our relationship didn't really die. No. And you were living in LA at one point.
Yes.
And I remember specifically, I was in LA chasing a man. Do you remember this?
Wait, you were chasing a man at that time?
Yes.
I know you had an interaction.
I was in LA thinking that I was going to figure something out with someone.
Okay.
And that someone was nowhere to be found.
Okay.
But you popped up on my phone and was just like, hey, are you in LA? Because you saw me.
So I thought you met that man at a conference. I thought you was down there for a conference.
Oh, yeah. I met him there.
Oh, okay.
Did we follow up?
No, we never followed up.
There we go.
Oh. Okay.
Nowhere to be found.
Okay.
Casper.
Wow.
But we're still Instagram friends, so shout out to him. Yeah. But all that to say,
the funny thing was when you told me about this young man, I thought to myself, I know who this man is through the social media, who you're speaking. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. And I was thinking in my head, I don't think this is a good match, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything.
Well, you were right. So here we go.
I was like, I don't think.
But where he was invisible, you were visible.
Amen.
And we had such a beautiful time.
Yes, we did. We went to one of my favorite spots in LA.
And it really was the highlight of my LA experience.
Well,
so I appreciate that.
Well, look, I'm glad that even though you had met Casper, you didn't let that experience take you from joy.
Oh no, there'll be plenty more Caspers, I'm sure.
Oh, baby.
Right? Until we get to something tangible.
I just want to be the real man.
Yeah,
like what Pinocchio said, I want to be a real boy. I want to be a real fucking boy.
Well, all that to say, please, my story can kind of create the backdrop of our relationship, but please tell the people who you are and what you're about.
Oh, wow. Okay. I am Savoy Anthony Jefferson. Yes, I tell people my full name because I just think it's really good. Yeah. Shout out to my parents. They did that. In particular, Jackie. Yes, I refer to my mother as Jackie. I am a storyteller. That's really like when people ask me like, who are you? I'm like, I'm a storyteller. I tell stories. I generally like to tell stories that inspire or make people feel like they aren't alone. In this crazy thing called adulting/life, which is very trailer park, -5 out of 10. And for those of you who don't know, I say things are trailer park instead of ghetto because I feel like ghetto is a little saying things are ghetto is a little anti-black because many wonderful things have come from the ghetto. Yeah. Nothing ever good has come from the trailer park except for like maybe white plastic furniture. And who really needed that? So anyways, I'm a storyteller, as you can see. But yeah, I'm a storyteller. And I tell stories in a variety of mediums, sometimes on podcasting. Right now, I have a Substack called The Reset by p.ryan. Go subscribe. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
Well, thank you, storyteller.
A Midwestern boy.
Okay,
man.
What part of the Midwest?
I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I know that's right.
Ill Mill.
Yes.
The Ill Mill.
We love a storyteller. And speaking of stories,
yes,
we are living in a time where so many forces are trying to strip stories, are trying to rewrite stories and narratives and really make certain voices unheard and make certain people unseen.
Yes.
Understanding that you are a storyteller, what are you doing in this season to help make sure that you are being seen? To yourself and maybe to the world. You talked about wanting to display all your talents.
I'm really just pushing myself really outside my comfort zone to provide some type of background. I have spent the last 15 years of my life being an entertainment publicist. So I'm very much comfortable behind the scenes, making people's lives appear grander or, spreading the gospel of the greatness of their lives. So for the first time in my life, I'm pushing myself to be front and center because I think I've always wanted to be front and center. And then I think something in life happened or whatever reasons I told myself I should go be in the back. And I'm really a front facing girl.
Okay, Dina, you leading the group. Huh? Every man has his own special dream. You said Cheryl Lee.
But I don't want to be Dina.
Who you want to be? Laurel?
No, I don't want to be nobody from Dream Girl. I just want to be. I feel like right now I'm in my Janet control. Like it's
okay.
That's me. I'm here. I need control. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that is the 40th anniversary of the album, so that kind of feels
aligns.
Yeah, it feels very aligned. Oh wow.
Now you mentioned working in different mediums and wanting to now be at the forefront.
Yes.
But we can't downplay you. There are spaces where you certainly have been at the forefront.
Yes.
For example, the Eat, Pray, Thought podcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a podcast that has been around since 2019, maybe earlier?
No, yeah, we did our first episode in 2017.
Okay, 2017, so 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
And since then,
all 2017, yeah.
That podcast has grown and has created so much impact. And to be honest, I mentioned that I was on one podcast when we first met. And now here I am on Rosé Thorns. When I was creating Rosé Thorns, it was like, there was a time where I was just like, do I actually want to keep doing this? Right. There were so many things going on in like personal life. And I was just like, well, I don't know if I can keep up. There's a lot going on. Okay. But listening to the Eat, Pray, Thought podcast kind of put a little wind beneath my wings and kept me going. I'm just like, oh my gosh, Savoy is sharing stories. Like there are stories that I want to share. And I was really inspired. And I just want to give you your flowers because, again, your podcast has had such impact with you and Amber on there. Y'all have interviewed people with like T.S. Madison.
Yes.
I fucking love T.S. Madison. Please come on the show.
That was,
I would freak out.
I love Maddie.
Dustin Ross.
Yes.
Dominique Morgan.
Yeah.
Emil Wilbekin. Shout out Native Son Now. So many influential people.
Yes.
What prompted you, other than being a storyteller, to get into the podcasting space?
So the funny thing about Eat, Pray, Thought is it started off as a blog. And I was just talking about different experiences. Like I think I had like 10 celebrity men I would never sleep with.
What's one of them? Who's one of them?
Drake and 50 Cent were both on the list at the time. This was 2017. But yeah, they were both on the list.
Sharing the same, but it's fine.
You know, hey. I mean, would I let 50 Cent get some? Probably. Hey. But Drake definitely no. Just no. Light brights, no. Not all light brights, just some light brights. Okay. All right. But I prefer my man dark skin. Anyways, I was doing the writing and then people were like, you should do a podcast. And I was like, I will try this out. And at the time, I think everything kind of aligned. So it's funny because I think everything aligned at that time. Like at that time, my roommate, shout out to one of my roommates and one of my closest friends, Tierra Hargrave, and my her friend, one of her best friends, and one of my friends, Janae, were doing the Oprah Rose podcast. And so I just asked them, like, where do y'all record? So they shared the information, and then it just kind of all came to life, so to speak. And yeah, and then I went on Horrible Decisions, which is now Decisions.
Shout out Weezy and Mandy.
Okay, yeah. Shout out the girls.
Shout out
because they, baby. After I did that one episode, the podcast just went through the roof.
Sure.
And yeah, and then the rest is kind of history. So the one thing Patrick is not saying, there has not been an episode of Eat, Pray, Thought since 2024, but.
And the episodes are still impactful, so we're just going to still sit in.
Come on. You know what? Thank you.
We're still going to sit in the power.
Yes.
Now, speaking of there not being an episode for a while.
Yes.
There are clearly some factors that contributed to that.
Yes.
In your experience, I talked about how, there are some highs and lows to podcasting. What have been the highs and lows for you?
I think the highs have definitely been I built a community that
sure have
enjoyed me, and supported me, me as well as Amber. So it was nice just having that. I think I've still, the community has dwindled because I don't think I took the best care of it towards the end. But I'm still very much appreciative of the people who stand by me and really just want to see me win. So that's been great. The lows, there really hasn't been many lows for me, at least. I think, if anything, light bulb moment. I think the low came in when we came back in 2024 and we had been gone. At that point, we had been kind of like, we had did like a few episodes, but like nothing consistent since like late 2021. So when we came back in 2024, I was kind of like, oh. And I just realized like, wow, I'm not the same person I was in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and beyond. And I felt like I was like, when we came back, me and Amber, when we came back, I just felt like I was trying to be
that old person.
Yeah, that old person, try to connect to that old person. And I think that was very difficult because I didn't feel that. And then it was funny because we got a letter or an email from one of the listeners and they was like, what happened to the thought of the show. Like, I feel like y'all giving us a lot of eat and pray, but y'all not thought. And I was like, I'm not thoughting right now. Like, I don't even want to thought at this point.
How many of us are there?
Okay. So I was like, wow. And then I felt like, okay, I'm trying to be somebody, or I'm trying to embody something that I'm no longer connected to. So I think for me, it just felt like, okay, I don't really know what to do next. I know I want to do something else. I know I want to continue to tell stories, but I don't necessarily know what that looks like. So shout out to Substack and that becoming a thing in the last 2 years or so. And just me creating the Reset by Eat Pray Thought. And I know a lot of people ask, like, why the Reset by Eat Pray Thought? Because I still am Eat Pray Thought. Like, I don't think that'll ever change, but like, that's who I am at my core. But like, I'm ever evolving, and the Reset is very much that the resetting of my life and my journey.
Can I stay on this show low key for a little bit?
Yes.
One thing I love about these episodes is that with every guest, it just feels like as we go through the conversation, there is a weave of different themes. Okay. And in this moment, you're talking about your journey with your podcast and how when you took a pause, you came back and realized, okay, I'm a different person.
Yes.
Working seemingly on the same show.
Yes.
Earlier in this conversation, we talked about how you've grown over time and you're really excited to kind of display all of your gifts.
Yes.
We also talked about how you are making efforts to see yourself in a world where the powers that be are trying to not make you be seen, right? Or trying to silence our voices, silence our identities, et cetera, et cetera. This idea of evolving and still having like a product.
Yes.
Is so real.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you take a pause from the product and you come back and you're just like, okay, what is my relationship to this thing? Because I'm completely different.
Yeah, 100%.
I think about like even me being in the podcast space, when the earlier iterations of me in podcasting, I would start drinking wine from the top of a show. And by the end of a show, I'll see you guys later. Just slurring. Today, that's not who I am.
Yeah, no.
What do you think artists, creators, etc., can tap into to make sure that they are being seen, their evolution is being seen and honored as they kind of build relationship with the same product over months, over years, over different life experiences?
I mean, I don't necessarily know if there's a way to do that. I think when we think about like Mary J. Blige or Keisha Cole, like people always be like, we want Heartbreak Mary back. We want Heartbreak Keisha. Like whatever this you going through, I don't want that. So I don't necessarily, I think people fall in love and they find joy or they find peace or they find relief.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And this one facet of your story, and they want to keep it there because that's where they have remained, or maybe that's just they want to keep those similar feelings of joy or whatever it may be. But I think you got to just be true to yourself, and I think same thing with like I've been watching a lot of Mary J. Blige interviews lately, and I think Mary has done a good job with just whatever moment she's in, being true to that moment. Yeah. Like I think Mary at the core of who she is still Mary. She's still very much that girl from the hood, but she's not there anymore. Like Mary ain't been in the hood for 30 some years. Yeah. She can't hold on to that. Like in so many ways, she can't hold on to that. So I think for me, I had to like be like, okay, I think I'm going to let this go, so to speak, and kind of figure out who I am. And I think going back to your original question, one of your questions you asked before about one of the downsides is one of the downsides for me, now that it clicked, is at the time I was feeling, at the time of like when Eat Pray Thought was really like jumping off, I have felt so unseen for majority of my life, especially when it came to my romantic life. So having people kind of like recognize me and have people interested in me more than before kind of like it felt good, but I think I got too enthralled by it. Like it just became like, oh my God. And then it was like, well, Savoy, like I always tell people that like one thing when you feel unseen or you feel undesired, and then you have these moments where you feel seen and desired, and you realize for whatever reason that those moments don't really, after that moment is gone or it happens, transpires, you don't really feel any better. Like the feeling.
So you still have to do the work
exactly
of seeing yourself, validating yourself, because that external validation can come and certainly go. And
even once you get it, it doesn't, like, if you don't have it for yourself, then
you better speak, Mary. You better speak. Now, I got you all the way here in Houston. We talked about Eat, Pray, Thought. I'm wondering, can we honor you and the podcast by doing a mini Eat, Pray, Thought?
Yes, we can. I'm ready.
Oh, a Rosé Thorns version.
Okay.
Let's start off with Eat.
Yes.
If you could host a dinner party and invite 5 people, dead or alive. 5 celebrities, dead or alive.
5 celebrities.
Who would you host and what would y'all eat?
Okay. When you say celebrities, can they be like my version of celebrity?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I want Maya Angelou there. I just think that this would be a key.
Yes.
I want James Baldwin there. Who else do I really want? I love Gabrielle Union. Like, I know that's so random. When you say Maya Angelou and James Baldwin, and then you say Gabrielle Union, they may sound like a very odd pairing.
No, but it works. She would ask the real question.
Exactly. Because Gabby is okay.
What did you learn?
Exactly. What did you gain? What did you learn? Okay. Shout out to AJ Johnson who asked Gabby that. Who else? Those 3 would really be enough for me. I'm trying to think. Who do I really love? It's been a while since I've loved somebody because I know too much now. Shout out to being an entertainment publicist.
Shout out. We'll talk.
I know these people, or I know more about them. Anyways, for a good key, T.S. Madison.
Okay.
I think Maddie would be everything. Because she is everything. And one more, right?
Got Maya, James, Gabs, T.S.
I'm trying to think. This is really hard.
Ooh.
I had my top 3 so easily.
Mary.
No. Ha! Jasmine Sullivan.
Ooh, okay. So with this colorful cast, what are y'all eating?
What are we eating? Probably Italian food, because I love the Italian is my favorite. I love me some pasta.
Okay.
Yeah.
And pasta loves us.
Okay.
Sometimes. You got a gluten allergy.
If I ever had a gluten allergy, if I ever find out I have a gluten allergy, it's just going to be a wrap because I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm staying.
Okay, Effie.
Okay.
You said you didn't want to be anybody on Dream Girls.
But if I was, I'm going to be Effie. But if I'm going to be anybody from Dream Girls, I'm going to be Effie. Because I'm going to have my moment. Yes. Y'all going to know me.
When I was thinking of asking you this question, I also thought of my own.
Okay.
I would host an auntie's dinner.
Okay, let's go. Who are the aunties?
Oh, get ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Patti LaBelle.
Oh, that's good.
Of course.
Patty's like
Luther.
Ooh.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh. You want to fight?
No, it's gonna be a key.
Because you know Patty and Aretha don't.
No, it's gonna be a key.
Okay.
Sylvester.
Oh. Oh, baby, this is a real key.
This is a real auntie key.
Yeah.
And Shaka Khan. Oh. And we are not going to order anything. We're going to have a potluck, a soul food potluck with whiskey, champagne, and wine. And dessert has to be pound cake.
Okay.
And like a lemon blueberry cake.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I see this. Mm-hmm. This is very messy, but
it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
It will be great.
Phenomenal. Shout out to Miss Patty.
Shout out to Patty and Luther.
And
all the queens.
Did you watch the documentary?
I did not.
You should. Actually, if you're gonna bring Luther, you gotta watch the documentary. It's so good.
He'd probably read me for not watching it.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
But we had a birthday, so we would just hug it out.
Oh wow! Come on, Luther's
I'm Luther reincarnated.
Wow. Yeah. You know what? Both of y'all don't give Aries, so.
Never gonna be in love with me. I just messed up the words completely. He would read me for that too.
Would you like? Well,
but Shaka can't say I'm under the note.
Okay, and that's what really matters.
That's what matters. And I don't have hair. So.
Whitney Houston.
Why are you down there?
Why are you down there?
Thank you for indulging me in the
No problem.
Let's talk about Pray.
Okay, I'm ready.
You mentioned having a Substack.
Yes.
The Eat, Pray, Thought Reset. Can you tell us
more about that?
The Reset by Eat, Pray, Thought. The Reset by Eat, Pray, Thought.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
It's pretty much just me discussing all the things. It came into my life at a very, very much at a time where things were resetting all around me. I finally came to terms okay, I love entertainment PR. I have done a lot of great things within that field, but I'm not necessarily passionate or in love with this anymore. But I'm still figuring out things. So it really is kind of just details that journey of me figuring. It's really, we just celebrated a year earlier this month, actually. So it's really just been detailing kind of what I've been going through in this last year of leaving LA, going to New Orleans, getting myself back on my feet, both professionally and financially. But also going through a lot of metamorphosis.
Okay, butterfly.
Okay, yes, very much that. So I'm still very much, learning and growing, but I think for me, the reset has been a space for me to just be honest and really detailed about what is going on, how I'm feeling, what I'm learning in these moments. And I think for the first time, I feel like I'm not trying to. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not feeling the need to prove my value. So.
What does it feel like to not feel the need to prove your value? What has been unleashed from that?
What has been unleashed from that? I'm still, now let me be clear, I ain't been fully let go.
We're all growing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Ashaba. But what can I say? How do I say? It feels lighter. I feel lighter. That's one thing I will say. I'm 40. I turned 40 in November. And I really do. Something happens when you're 40. And people would say it, but I never necessarily. I was like, that doesn't really happen. But there is a kind of an understanding that you get when you're 40. At least there was for me. I feel like I understand myself so much more now. And so I know when something is about to bother me or why something bothers me. It doesn't take me as long to figure things out no more. I'm very aware of me.
You sound really attuned with your emotion.
Yes, very much that. So I think for me right now, it's just like I said, it feels lighter. It just doesn't feel it's not so much pressure. I think for so long, I've put a lot of pressure on myself. I think I did a lot. I worked myself into the point of exhaustion a lot of times, trying to prove that I was worthy. So I think for the first time, I'm kind of just like, I'm not exhausted from my own life anymore, because I'm just like, oh, okay, you know what? So boy, like, step back.
All of this is kind of related because you said publicly that you created the reset from an urge to not allow self-sabotage or doubt to rob you of your calling.
Yes.
When we think about calling, it's not just this one thing that lasts with us throughout life. It's something that can grow and evolve and change as we grow, evolve, and change. Looking over these 40 years, what would you say your calling has been? And what would you say it feels like now?
Oof. I think in the beginning of like the first 30 years, I felt my calling was to make superstars. And that kind of looked different. But yeah, the first 30 years felt like I was supposed to be making superstars and really creating culture. In many ways I did. But I think now it really is, like I said, just storytelling. And I realized that I think because storytelling for me, and I'm still figuring out my calling to some degree, but I think for me, I realized that everything I do and everything I've done over my 40 years was rooted in a form of storytelling. And when I'm telling, or when I'm like bringing something to life, so to speak, that is when I am in my most, like, a place of surrender and joy and peace. Like, even now, I'm sweating like a motherfucker, but like I'm very like at ease.
Yeah.
Thank you. New napkin.
No, when we,
I'm sorry, y'all. I sweat like Whitney Houston.
Same.
Without the crack.
Same.
Crack is whack.
Sure. Were you going to finish the thought?
No. I'm good.
Okay. Because when you talk about storytelling kind of being that core purpose, that core calling, our calling helps us understand ourselves a little more deeply.
Yes.
Our calling can also set us free from the things holding us captive.
Yes.
Okay. And you also talked publicly about how the reset is your way of getting out of entertainment. Yes. And you mentioned how for the first 30 years, you were in this space of trying to prove to other people that you have this value. You were focused on creating stars. What shifted and what kind of rang the alarm for you that, I need to get out of entertainment?
It's been so many little things. And I'll actually, let me rephrase that. It hasn't been so many little things. I think what I did realize, though, is like years, for majority of my career, I have been trying to push others to see themselves as I saw them. Because what no one tells you about musicians, actors, whatever, they are usually deeply insecure, but confident in the art. But once you take them out of the arts, they become, they're humans. So I think within that, I just feel like I keep trying to get y'all to see y'all selves and see the vision that I have for y'all. But I'm like, well, Savoy, what about the vision you have for like yourself?
Yes.
And that's literally what it came boiled down to. It's like, okay, Savoy, like you can tell whoever, and because I've worked with so many people from Tinashe to Bryson Tiller to T-Pain and Trevor Jackson and all the folks, Amber Riley. Like I've worked with so many people. It's like you can continue to pour into their careers, or you can really, instead of trying to get others, and because I think a lot of publicity is making people believe what you believe. It's storytelling. Like it's like, oh, I believe that this person is the second coming of God. And I go out there and I tell Essence or I tell GQ or whatever the case may be. Yeah, it's like you also need to believe that this person is second coming of God, and tell them, it's like, well, what do you believe about yourself? So I think for me, I'm finally asking myself, like, okay, what do you believe about yourself? And within asking myself what I believe about myself, I've discovered many things, good and bad. Ashabai.
Well, this is Rosé and Thorns. What are the good and bad?
The good is that I'm very talented. I'm very funny. I'm very talented. I'm very funny. I'm really good at just connecting with people. It's funny because I've always been told I'm too blunt, but I think that's what people really like about me. But shout out, I have grown in that area. I'm learning some tact. So yeah, that's been the good. The bad has just been, I realized that kind of like the thoughts of myself, like the thoughts of not being enough, the thoughts of being unworthy, the thoughts of feeling unseen or overlooked, and how that has really like played such a huge role in like the decisions I've made, both professionally and romantically, and just in life in general. Like those feelings have contributed to many of the decisions that I've made.
What a wonderful segue. A wonderful segue into the thought of our Rosé and Thorns Eat, Pray,
Oh my God. Okay.
Collaboration. The theme of this season, I have to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay.
This show was created in the pandemic, and it was going for a while, and then it took a little pause. And right at the time where I took a small pause to just handle some personal things, I was on the cusp of creating a season that was entitled Men Are Sick. Okay. Because if we look at the data, sometimes they can be very unwell.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've dated many of the unwell, and I have also been unwell.
Yep. Same.
Extremely sick.
Yeah. And that season of Rosé and Thorns was really going to invite men onto the show to talk about the ways in which they do relationships really well, but also the ways where they could improve. Right? Really calling them into the space to be honest about how they can improve. What are they doing well? Well, here we are. Okay. Finally bringing that season into fruition, but we're changing it up just a little bit. Okay. Recognizing that coming right out the gate, men are sick, men are unwell, might be a little too harsh, but acknowledging that men are healing. People are healing. We're all on these healing journeys where we're finding out more about ourselves, finding out how we can improve.
The men generally have a longer journey, but keep going.
Sure. No arguments there. And so
and that means I want to look directly into the camera. That includes Black queer men.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Because a lot of times we think that we outside the parameters of the bullshit.
But we all have our work.
We're within it.
Yeah. Please see Internalized Homonegativity Among Same Gender Loving Black Men, a book written by yours truly.
Okay. Okay, per.
But I thought we could spend some of the thought portion of this episode looking into your healing journey, not only with yourself, but also with you in relationships with others.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm
let's
ready.
start about the healing with yourself. You mentioned Big 4-0.
Big 4-0.
Not the little one. Okay.
Big mama.
Yes.
One kid. Oh, one kid now. You know she's pregnant, so one kid now. Big mama, one kid. Okay. My kid is the reset by you pray thought, but I ain't having no motherfucking babies.
What has 40 been like for you?
40 has been a series of highs and lows. But like I said, still very much, I feel still very grounded in who I am. And that grounding has kept me on the ground, so to speak. That sounds so crazy, on the ground. It's just kept me from not floating.
what have you had to
into thoughts of other things.
Yeah. What have you had to do to access that grounding? Because grounding doesn't just like plop out the sky and sit in your lap when you turn 40.
No.
There had to have been some effort, some work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm in therapy. But I tell people all the time, therapy is not like the solve all for everything. You know.
Some would say.
Yes. So I'm in therapy. I journal a lot. I read a lot. My Instagram is pretty much all like healing profiles and stuff. A lot of self-help little things. But then a lot of just other random bird-like shit that I enjoy. Because you just gotta have a balance.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main things has been therapy, journaling, and on top of that, doing. And when I say doing, I think I worked really hard to embody what I believe needs to be embodied for me to show up as my best self, show up as my most kind self. And yeah.
It sounds like putting the traits you want to see into practice.
Yes.
You can access them more skillfully.
Okay, come on. See.
Yeah.
We see.
And it's so funny because in my profession, that is what we teach.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we can take a book, a self-help book or whatever, and open it and read it and be like, okay, yeah, intellectually, I get it. But skillfulness and mastery over skills is practicing and doing that work in different contexts so that you build that muscle. Beautiful.
Yeah. So even like being in New Orleans, I'm staying with one of my best friends and my godsons. And even like they have like my godsons have taught me patience. And let me be very clear, they will tell you I don't exercise patience or the various emotions greatly all the time, but I try to do my best to like show up and be soft. I think that was a big thing for me. I realized I had been living my life very much as a very hard, like hustle, grind, blunt, like tell everybody what you feel, how you feel, and why you set that person straight. And then I think for me, it's been more like, because I'm a Scorpio, so like I've always been sensitive, and I think for now I'm just like really kind of like just like easing into my softness and trying to understand what softness looks like in all areas of my life.
Ooh, do you mind if I get just a little nosy?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Go ahead.
I believe that as we get older, we really, if we allow ourselves to, confront a lot of things. And you mentioned that you were navigating life hard, go, grind, blunt. As you were describing that, I was just envisioning a shell. And what we don't realize is sometimes the ways we navigate, the ways we obsess ourselves with like work and achievement and being this persona, it really is just a shell.
Yes.
To avoid something deeper. And if you feel comfortable, I wonder, what were you avoiding?
I mean, we still getting down to what all I was avoiding. But I think part of what I was avoiding was acceptance of self, and an understanding. It's so funny because shout out to one of my friends, Jamon. He said to me in like December of last year, he was like, "You want to be basic so badly," and I was like, but it was like, I think for a long time, being in this world, being Black, being gay, and being feminine, especially growing up, you don't feel a lot of the acceptance that you want to feel. So I think in turn, I was doing a lot of trying to get people to see me, to like, or care about me for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was always like, okay, if I work hard, then you will appreciate me, you know, when it came to work, or when it came to relationships. If I give my all to this situation, even though you are giving 1/10 of what you want,
Mm-hmm.
of what I need, I should say, you will eventually love me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like stripping all that back and realizing like, okay, so boy, like you've done all this, but like, how about you just try to love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Or how about you try? And let me be clear. I think a lot of times people say self-love and then people act like it's just like a fix-all for everything. I'm not one of those people, but I do think that like it is very important. And for the first time, just seeing myself, you know, I think for a long time, one of my therapists actually said to me, she was like, I told her how I always felt overlooked. She was like, well, make sure you don't overlook yourself. And for a long time, I was overlooking myself.
Yeah. And in that lesson, we learned that the care and the love and the attention, all those things, we're carrying all along.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to hear your friends say, oh, you want to be basic so bad. Mm-hmm. When the way that you were moving, what it sounds like, the grind, the be blunt, that's kind of like a fierce persona.
Yeah.
And your friend characterized that as basic, which he was it sounds like he was highlighting that you had your power.
Not necessarily because of that, but like, yes, I think I tell people every time, a lot of times, well, not every time, but I definitely have spent a majority of my life unknowingly being a pick-me and wanting to be seen by certain folks and be in certain spaces. And I think for the first time for a long time in my life, I'm recognizing that like my people are my people and I don't have to be seen by these people because the reality is they ain't gonna see me regardless. They may never see me, no matter how hard, no matter how successful, whatever the case may be, no matter how skinny or whatever the case may be, they may never see me.
Sure.
So how do I see myself?
Yeah.
How do I show up and be my best self and be good to myself?
For sure.
So, yeah.
Ooh, I really appreciate this. I really
problem.
do. So here's the thing.
I am being so fucking transparent. Wow.
I love it. It's beautiful. Now, I am turning 35 in a few short moments.
Yes.
You are 40. What would you tell your 35-year-old self?
So I turned 35 in the pandemic. Oh, Savoy. I think the first thing that came to mind was stop talking to that nigga.
You really set up the segues.
Yes, like that. It would be like, stop talking to that nigga. And I want to be very clear that at 35, there were multiple niggas that I should have stopped talking to. I would tell 35-year-olds was let those niggas go. Like, yes, let them niggas go.
Let them go. What a fabulous segue. Because you also talked about how you, for a long time, were a pick-me, and you talked about it more in like a communal sense.
Yes.
But the pick-me can sometimes over.
That's what bled into the romantic.
Into the romantic and sexual.
Yes.
Yeah. In your social media or on your social media, you mentioned that forcing something that isn't meant for you is bananas. That is a lesson you had to learn.
Yes.
What are some things that you found, some elements of relationship, both romantic, sexual, what have you? What are the elements that are not meant for you? Where are you not? What types of things are you not aligned with at this age?
I'm not aligned with being a caretaker. Like, I think I can care and I can show up for you. But if I start to become, for lack of better words, your grandmother, in so many words of being like just overly loving and caring and just really pouring into you in hopes not that the grandmothers do this part, but like a lot of times I was caretaking to be seen or to be loved. Mm-hmm. So for the first time, I think I'm like, I don't necessarily want to be like, I want to be a good partner. I want to show up as much as I should, but I don't want to be your sole person, your therapist, your third parent, all those things. That doesn't align with me. Sexually, I know that ain't really changed. It's just like I'm being more concrete, more like, you are going to be dominant because I want to be submissive. Like, hard stop.
All right.
Because I don't want to be like, I have to run shit in so many areas of my life.
You want to just let go.
Like, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. Like, when it comes to the bedroom, slut me out. Like, just let me out. Tell me what to do. And what did Jill Scott say? If you can tell me what to do.
That's the first part. If you can
tell me what to do. If you can.
Because you could be telling me what to do and I'm like,
yeah, exactly. And that's the other part of it. Realizing who can tell you what to do and who cannot. Mm-hmm. So I'm now aligned with who can tell me what to do and who cannot. And a lot of people can't tell me what to do.
Period.
And that's a problem.
Now, we have been talking about throughout this entire conversation, this idea of being seen, getting attention, being validated. Other than that, is there anything else that made you want to stay in relationships that were not meant for you? Were there any other things influencing you other than this need to be seen? Or can you think of any other things?
What can I think of? I think a lot of times it was the idea of like seeing potential in somebody, obviously, but also like it really goes a lot to me, at least. It goes back to being like the pick me, but I think so much of it was like seeing potential and we discussed this on the ride here. Seeing like, okay, this man is good on paper. And as I said in the car, a lot of times when niggas are good on paper, they're subpar at life. And I've done the research. I've dated.
It's evidence-based.
Yes. Like I've dated the lawyer, the finance bro, I even went on a date one time with a NASA engineer. So like, shout out, which was one of the best dates I've ever been on. We were not a match, but he had a beautiful penis. Nonetheless,
did he take you to space?
No, he didn't. He did not take me to space, but I enjoyed our date.
Okay,
I enjoyed our date and our nights. But yes, where was I going before that?
Good on paper.
Yes, good on paper, but subpar in life, and just wanting to like know that like my work or that my efforts weren't in vain. I think a lot of times when you talk about being a pick me, I think a lot of times it's not necessarily just about being seen. It's about the idea that like I've done all this, so please don't let this be in vain. Like I don't want to give up because then all this work is just like.
Oh my gosh, it's this idea of like sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah.
Like I've invested so much, I don't want to let this thing go.
Beyonce said, ring the alarm. I can't do this no more. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'd be damned if I see another chick on your home.
And I love my girl, but she was also on that sunken cost.
She was.
The thing that we get blind to is this understanding that even though we've invested so much, life is so abundant, we can invest much more with somebody who's actually aligned.
True.
But
what the people don't tell you is once you are aligned, it is going to be harder to find others that you are aligned with. Once you have done the work or once you have began the journey, it is going to be, I have found, it's a lot easier to spot the bullshit. It's a lot it's not as easy to find people that like you feel like are on the same path, wavelength for you.
Remember what I told you earlier, Maya.
Okay. I'm fucking weak. Yes. I'll be moving on. Okay.
No, what I enjoy about you so much, Savoy, is that we can have these types of conversations and you still place humor in them. You place humor in your experiences, whether they be high experiences, low experiences, in between. On the reset, I always have to just go back to your social medias. You're reflecting on the situations that have not gone well.
Yes.
Right? But you
to all the niggas I thought I loved. Yes.
But you ended it off with, thank you all, though, who gave me great dick.
Yes. Those who, there weren't many. Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Also evidence-based.
Yes. Also evidence-based.
Sex at 40.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you're a lot more assertive. You're a lot more, it's my pleasure and I want it now.
Yes.
What has that been like for you? Has that opened up the floodgates?
I have not had much sex at 4.
Oh, wow.
No, I haven't.
When you're aligned?
You and your
less than
baby, that's what I just said. Okay? I said what I said. No, I haven't. I've had 2 encounters very early on in 40, like the first month. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna be nice today.
Okay.
But yeah, since then, I have gone dickless throughout all of 2026 thus far. And I don't foresee that changing much.
I've got my sister.
I've been had my sisters. Okay. However, I think, I don't know. I feel like I got a lot of shit that I'm still like working on. And it's such a man thing. I think we want to be like at this certain place before we fall in love. But I do know that like right now, I only have capacity for so much, and I do not have capacity to try to date a nigga.
Fair.
Especially not the niggas I like.
Fair.
Because even though I have grown, if you are fine and I can tell that you will dig me down, that pick me still comes through. I reel them back, but it will. Like I had a situation at the top of the year. I was like, hey, I've done a lot of work to get to this place. And I don't think that you're doing this intentionally, but it's making me want to regress / challenging how I feel about myself. And you ain't even thinking about me. So I'm going to nicely remove myself from the situation. And thank you for the time that we had, which wasn't much.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you for noticing that and being like, nah, I can't.
Yeah. Because like at this point, the other thing that nobody tells you about like the journey and all that is like, once you've done it for so long, you really can't go back. And it don't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel good to do the shit that you know doesn't. Like, it just, and even once you do it, even like when you're in it, doing it, gross. It feels gross. You're like, why? So like, even those guys that I had sex with at the beginning of the 40, I'm just like, I don't really like you niggas.
Yeah.
Like, why am I letting y'all, like, why are we doing this?
You speaking to me. I know.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, I've had a lot of dick in my life. I didn't like 90% of them niggas. And that's really crazy to me. Like, I didn't like y'all.
And so I'm happy for you for setting those limits now.
Yes.
Yeah. I really am.
Thank you.
Now, sex is not just with partners though. Because solo sex is a thing.
Okay,
so
here's
what
the thing.
have you learned about your pleasure and your own body? Because we can't ignore that. Hopefully you're digging yourself down. Or
I'm not. Because I don't really like self-pleasure.
What?
I know that's crazy, right?
Oh, call the police. Policia.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like for me, masturbation is kind of like something I do when I'm sad.
Oh, and I don't mean to shame you for not liking self-pleasure.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Look. I haven't gotten to the place where I want to self-pleasure. Now, what I have gotten to the place is I realize there are other things I enjoy.
Okay.
I love a good personal homemade sex tape. Send them to me. If you have videos, send them to me. I don't really care if I've even gotten some from my friends because I'm just like, well, let me see what you're working with. I'm bored. I have nothing else to do.
Is that a thing that we do as we get older? Like send nudes and sex tapes to friends?
I think so.
Just to kind of check in on the quality?
Yeah. That's not, I don't send my sex tapes, but I have definitely showed my friends my nudes.
Yeah.
Like, is this like, and then also asking like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, feedback. Like how's the lighting?
Yeah. Or ask for inspiration. Like, wow, this is like, wow, I think I'm going to try that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I love that.
So I've learned that, there are certain things I enjoy. I've asked a few couples, can I watch y'all have sex? Because I'm very much into voyeurism, obviously. Yeah. So like, I'm into the idea of it. Now, none of the couples yet have said yes. Fuckers. Raggedy motherfuckers. No, but I'm joking. They're both those couples are very wonderful couples. But yeah, I want to watch. So I'm not necessarily keen or like in love with self-pleasure, but I have tapped more into the other things I like, in particular involving recording and voyeurism and all the things.
It's now out in the ether. You have shared what you enjoy.
Yes, so if you are a couple, a fine couple.
Bring your story to Savoy.
Let me watch.
The storyteller.
Yes.
And the watcher.
The watcher. I don't want to participate. I promise. I do not want to participate. I have no desire to do a threesome. I just want to watch. So if you are a couple and you live in the United States or even Europe, who cares? I'm available to watch. Preferably be a little long-winded because I don't want to just be there for 15 minutes. Okay.
Perfect. Now, you mentioned not being ready for partnership, but
yes,
not being ready for partnership and just the idea of partnership is not just about the other person, but it's about you.
Yes, it's mainly about me. Shout out Maya once again. It's all about me.
Okay. Pulling away from I have to achieve this certain point to be ready for partnership. Have you ever thought about what type of partner you want to be? And if so, what type of partner do you want to be?
That's such a good question.
Thank you.
I definitely know that I want to be a soft partner, which is why I've been really focused on being soft. I want to be a fun partner. The world is a shit show. Like, we gotta laugh. So I want to be able to be. I want to be one of the people that make you laugh. But those are the main two things right now. I gotta think more about that. So. New journal topic. Yes. Shout out to you. You did that. Yes. You really are good. If you wasn't my friend, I would want you to be my therapist.
You really are good. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Actually wild because crazy is an ableist term. But Savoy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
being
me.
a guest on the Rosé Thorns podcast. But guess what?
What?
It's not over. Okay.
It's not done.
We have reached the part in our show where we are going to spin the rosé bottle. I have spent so much time asking you question upon question upon question, getting in your business. I like to give my guests the opportunity to ask me one question, and I have to provide some sort of answer.
Okay. All right. What are you letting go in this season of your life?
What am I letting go? My knee-jerk thought was fear.
Okay.
But we don't let go of emotions.
Yeah.
Because I'm not dead yet.
Yeah. No.
Thank God.
Amen.
Yeah. So
you're alive.
I'm regulating fear.
Okay. I like that.
And I'm letting go of the safety or perceived safety that comes from playing safe.
Okay. So you're letting go of being safe.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, that was quick.
Baby, unlike the couples that I want to watch have sex.
You're just done. You're in and out.
I do this.
Okay. Okay.
I do this.
What else do you want to leave the people with? Where can they find you? How can they follow you down to the Substack?
Okay, so the Substack is The Reset by Eat Pray Thought. .substack.com. Or you can just go on Substack and put The Reset by Eat Pray Thought. I will come up. Please subscribe. Paid subscriptions are great, but free subscriptions are also great. Just like, share with a friend, subscribe, then share. We love that. And then you can follow me on Eat Pray Thought on both Instagram. If you want to follow my personal Instagram is voyvoy07. And then I'm on Blue Sky, and which is also Eat Pray Thought, and TikTok. I am Eat Pray Thought official. I've been doing more content. Shout out to people who are content creators. I don't know. I'm a storyteller and a thought leader. Both the regular thought and the THOT thought. Yes. But yeah, I can't do I just be like, oh, child, this is so much. How y'all do this every day?
It's a lot. That's why I took a hiatus.
Yeah, for hours and hours.
Well, you forgot one.
What?
They can also listen to past episodes of Eat, Pray, Thought.
And if you want to listen to the past episode of Eat, Pray, Thought, you can find us everywhere because I still pay my subscriptions for those episodes to be re-listened to. However, I do also want to state that I will be coming back to the world of podcasting sometime this year.
Is this an exclusive?
It will not be Eat Pray Thought per se. It's basically going to be The Reset, just in podcast form.
You heard it here first. Yes, Thank you. Okay, first exclusive.
But I am a publicist, so I had to give you something that you can promote.
Oh, thank you.
So you can spread to the people.
Y'all, this has been a wonderful episode of Rosé Thorns. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye.